Good evening, all. Welcome to virtual meeting on recent changes and benefits of MSME. First of all, I thank today's chief guest, CAT Prasanna Kumar sir, Central Council member, and guest of honor, CAT Chinnamastan sir, Regional Council member, for accepting our branch invitation. This is the first VCM of our branch. I thank Nellore branch members for such an amazing response. We got 90 registrations within 2 days of announcement. Since this application does not allow more than 90 participants, we couldn't allow other registrations. Coming to today's topic, the word MSME has got more prominence after announcement of our FM announcement of such a tools package. I thank today's faculty, CA Tiruvai Kumar sir, for accepting our branch request to take this topic. I hope this webinar will help us all. Now I request our branch CAI Vamsi Krishna sir to give his opening remarks.
Good evening and a warm welcome to all my dear Nellore branch members. It is a great pleasure to have with us our Central Council member CA Prasanna Kumar Garu and also the Regional Council member Chinnamastan Garu in front of us. There are many doubts among members about what is the virtual CPE meetings and how the credit is going to be CPE credit is going to be given to the members. With regard to this, already the CPE committee has already circulated a mail to all the members stating that you will be given a 10 hours CPE credit for all the BCM meetings that you are going to attend till June 30th. So all the members who are participating in the BCM programs has to make sure that you have to be logged in for the entire session for getting the CPE credit. Okay, and I would also like to inform all the members that as per the revised CPE guidelines, every member has to every member has to have a 2-hour structured meeting on standards on auditing. So within a calendar year, you have to complete 2 hours of standards of auditing and 2 hours of code of ethics for every calendar year. I will also request the Prasanna Kumar sir to please clarify about the attendance of the students, article students who are with their principals. Because during this lockdown 2 months, all the offices were closed. So what about the attendance, whether we have to give them a positive attendance or whether their articles period will be extended for another 2 months. This issue is a burning issue for all the practicing chartered accountants, and I would like to sincerely request our Prasanna Kumar sir to address on this topic when he is addressing our gathering. And I would also like to thank our Tiruvai Kumar Garu for accepting our invitation for today's webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our guest of honor, CAT Chinnamastan sir, to address the gathering.
Is voice clear?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Central member and chief guest for webinar, C. Prasanna Kumar sir, and chairman of Nellore branch, Vamsi Krishna, secretary Arun Kumar, and Sujit Kumar, vice chairman, president and Sikasa, chairperson Lakshmi Prasanna, member, I think Chinni Shravan Kumar, past chairmen and senior members, and most importantly, speaker Tiruvai Kumar from Ongole, my dear members, and myself is C.A. Chinnamastan, Regional Council member. Good evening to all and welcome for this live webinar on the recent changes and the benefits of MSc. First, my heartful thanks to Corona because the Nellore branch has got the highest registrations. Within 2 days, we got the more than 90 registrations. The Nellore branch, it's a little away from the city, but most of the members from Nellore have joined this webinar. I'm grateful and thankful to each one of you. Hope every member of the fraternity and their family are safe, doing fine in these difficult times. Might have done with bank audits. Dear members, my suggestion for all of you, the value for our signatures, for membership and the COP, in addition to the training to article students and value addition to the clients, purely based on the what we should accept the changes. So the changes will be the benchmark for a successful practice. So it is not the strongest or the most intelligent or the senior firm or the junior firm, but the important is how we are adopting the changes. This is the most important one. At this time, I should understand the situation and go with the current trend, delivering the works remotely by not losing our clients. We should ready with the challenges imposed by the nature and the technology to equip our fraternity, our institute at the central level as well as the regional level has been conducting so many programs in the webinar and especially certification courses. Almost all certification courses have been conducted by the institute, by the various committees. Earlier, the Nellore branch member was supposed to go to the Chennai or Vijayawada or the Hyderabad. Now all the programs we can join it from our office with a reduced cost of 50% and 100% deduction in travel cost. So I request all the members use this good opportunity for joining these certification courses. As expressed by Umsi Krishna, there is a article issues that how to calculate this 2 months or 3 months articleship period for the students when while filing the form 105, 108. So that will be clarified the Prasanna sir. And regarding the exam dates also will clarify the Prasanna sir. Coming to the today topics, recent changes and benefits of MSME. The moment Honorable Prime Minister has announced 20 lakhs crores package with a special treatment and package for the MSME. The only professional who got so many calls from the clients, that is the chartered accountants. Every client, let us, its business enterprises from small to large, including a salaried employee, is inquiring about the MSME, how is owning getting the benefit under the MSME package. So definitely this session will be more interesting and more useful for the members and to the client. I am sure Tiruvai Kumar sir will do the justice in enriching the knowledge to our members in respect of benefit of MSME. Thankful each and one, thankful with the branch for giving this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much.
Arun, mic on.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now I request our branch treasurer, CAS Lakshmi Prasanna Madam, to give the brief biodata of CAD Prasanna Kumar sir.
Thank you, sir. CAD Prasanna Kumar has born in 1960. Audible, sir? He became member of the institute in the year 1984. He has been occupying several positions in the affairs of the institute, right from Sikasa branch, region, and central council. He served in Visakhapatnam branch as treasurer, secretary, vice chairman, and chairman of the branch during the years 1998 to 2002. He later on became a member of SRC of ICAI from the year 2007. He was the chairman of SRC of ICAI during the year 2013 to 14. He has been elected as Central Council member for the period 2019-22. He is vice chairman of committee for the members in practice, which has tied up many beneficial schemes for members like Tally, ICAI term insurance, general insurance product, Quick Heal antivirus software, etc. He is also convener for Career Counseling Directorate, which has empaneled many CAs as counselors to propagate CA course amongst youngest students through branches and regional councils. He is a member of all standing committees and also presiding officer of Board of Discipline. He spoke in many seminars, conferences organized by ICAI on bank audit, company law, ethical standards, industrial policies, and budget analysis. He is a keen follower of sports. CAD Prasanna Kumar himself is a volleyball player. He held numerous positions in sports field. He was treasurer and coordinator for 4th Asian Youth Volleyball Championship and 13th World Under-19 Volleyball Championship and was manager of Indian volleyball team to Qatar. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. I request CAD Prasanna Kumar sir to address the gathering.
Arun, audible?
No,
Yes,
no
sir.
audible, sir.
Yeah, okay. Respected CA Vansi Krishna, I, the chairman of Nellore branch of SASF ICI, and CA Chanamastan, regional council member and the exception member of Nellore branch, and CA Thiruvoy Kumar, the speaker who's going to speak on the recent changes and the benefits of MSME, and CA Lakshmi Prasanna, the past chairman, CA Sujit Kumar, CA Arun Kumar, CA Shravan Kumar, and my dear members and the viewers of the webinar today. So good evening to all of you. It's a proud privilege for me to participate in this inaugural, so-called inaugural. Everything is virtual now. The virtual inaugural session of the webinar today. That too, the first structured webinar, that structured CP webinar organized by the Nellore branch. Friends, it's everyone. You go to anywhere in the entire world, any corner of the world, the only topic is COVID-19. There are cases where it's a pandemic and it's not a welcome measure. Nobody welcomes it. The entire human race across the world, they have been affected. There's no caste, creed, or region or country. They are the continent. Everyone is affected by this. So the human race has been affected. But still, this has become a very big game changer for us. As far as chartered accountants are concerned, particularly chartered accountants, I'm telling you, because we are speaking to chartered accountants. So I know there are days when the seniors used to feel that, I have become 50 plus, 60 plus, technology is away from me. Even if I want to send a small email, I used to call my assistant and tell him, please send the email. Those are the situations. Nobody imagined that technology is going to be having such a great impact on all of us. But thanks to COVID, though it's not a welcome, I think of the opportunity out of the crisis. So the recent bank audit, when the bank, Indian Bankers Association, they went to the Reserve Bank of India with an appeal that, we would like to do a branch audit because it's not possible in the COVID-19 pandemic and lockdown situation for the auditors to move to the respective branches and conduct the audit. We would like to limit it to only the statutory central auditor. That's how they've gone there. But then immediately the ICA has reacted and we give a letter stating that we are capable of doing it from remote with remote access. We need not move to the place of the bank. Then many people said, "Sir, how is it possible?" So we are not techno savvy. We have never touched the computer. So we used to view the thing. We never done anything in technology. But when the crisis comes, when the need comes, that is the mother of learning. Mother of invention is the need, like that. So chartered accountants are big crisis managers. Every month you have got a due date. Come September 30th, there's a due date. The last bit some clients come, there's a crisis there. We manage the crisis. So is the situation anywhere. Right for the chartered accountant student examination up to today, whatever we do, there's a crisis. We're good crisis managers who rose to the occasion and who adopt the technology. I'm happy to tell you that almost 99.99% of branch audits across the length and breadth of this country has been completed very successfully with a chartered accountant using remote access and technology. Similarly, so now the seminars are that is a term which is yesterday's term, but today it has become webinar. Everything is on web. So we used to think that seminars, how do you cope up with structured learning? Because this is not unstructured learning. That is also resolved by the institute. Now it's a structured learning like we are having today. So the certificate course, like CA Chanamastan said, is very difficult to go to the other places with particularly for young child students spending so much huge money. If you want to do some 3-4 courses together, you have to shut down close to 1 lakh of rupees. That's the situation. Today is almost 5,000 rupees plus GST.
You get almost all the course sitting at our home, you can see. And you know, even if you miss something, is a recorded message is there, you can hear it afterwards also. So that is the situation. So we have got come out with the digital learning platform. Suppose you got some doubt anywhere, some India is 116, for example. I'm just telling you. So you have got a doubt there. You do not go to anybody. You go to digital learning hub. Open is a free one. You have to be SSP login. You can log in there and go to that particular accounting standard and the India and just click. There will be a class for the every 20 minutes class. We structure we have got it. So you can listen to them and get guided. So now digital learning hub, when we promoted last year, so nobody was interested in looking into that one. The moment some doubt comes, they used to call some expert and ask, "Sir, this is the doubt I got. How do we go about?" But today is not the scenario. You see the hits in the digital learning hub. Number of members, not only in the country, even the neighboring countries, SAFA countries also, they are logging into our digital learning hub. So that is going to the order of the day. So under this scenario, so I compliment the Nellore branch for coming with a great idea of conducting program MSME. As all of you know, already the GS Chilamastan has explained the importance of MSME. MSME is the one which is the highest employment enterprises. So manpower deployed versus the investment you take, that's the highest here. They play a vital role in the economy, particularly the lower side of the economy, and they're the heart of this economy, particularly in our country. So there are, at the same time, MSMEs have got a lot of challenges attached to that particular sector itself. So we now, as a chartered accountant, we used to do a lot of services, be it income tax and other fiscal laws and other laws and banking to the MSME sector. But today I've got eternal opportunity to hand over the MSME sector to see that they get the benefit of all the benefits you have been announced with the government of India and also with respect to state governments. There's a great opportunity to hand over with them. See, we are all, most of us are small and medium practitioners. We're all the same category. If you go to the definition of MSME, almost 99.9% of all of us are also following MSME, the service sector. So, but most of these organizations or manufacturing sector, now we have got our SMPs have got an opportunity. So these MSMEs now. Friends, I don't want to go to the subject proper because Thiruvaya Kumar is an excellent person, the person who has got excellent communication skills. Everyone keeps quiet. He speaks so nicely. His voice modulation, his language, command over the language, command over the subject. He comes prepared for any meeting. So such a nice person, he's going to take up that one. However, I'll just do a small introduction to the subject. Rest of things will be done by him. As already told, there are some 5-6 concessions which have been announced by the government of India. Very, very good things they have done. But implementation challenges have been there, and even today they are having a lot of challenges. But day by day they are improving the implementation. Gate is updated almost every day. Even for getting the loans, the loan is the major thing where the government has announced that we will give the loans up to 3 lakh crores of rupees. That too with the moratorium about 12 months, a repayment of 48 months, whatever it is. Thiruvaya Kumar will deal with that one. That's a very good boost for that one because it's guarantee free, collateral free. And it's almost a pre-approved loan type of thing, So that's a good initiative they have taken. And also, if there's a stressed asset and NPA is there, nobody will come forward to help them. But at the same time, there's some certain amount of viability is there in that particular unit. The government has come up with another scheme where the subordinate debt. Subordinate debt is the one which will be given to the promoters, not to the company, not to the enterprise. It will be given to the promoters so that they infuse that fund as a capital. So that's the route they have got. Promoters can repay it from their funds. Nothing to do with the enterprise. So that's a very good scheme they have brought in. So we have to wait and see how this is going to be implemented. The challenges are there. I'm sure this is going to give a big boost. Similarly, we have got fund of funds. This is the first time we are really learning this one. Thiruvaya Kumar, he will explain. This is also known as mother fund and daughter fund. This also, in the investment portfolio, if you see, these are all common words abroad. The first time it is introduced in India. It is like this: there's a government of India is setting up a fund for 10,000 crores. It's a huge sum, whereby the government will make investment in enterprise, and the private equity will come in the ratio of 1:4. If 10,000 crores is infused by the government into the equity, and 40,000 crores will come from the private sector, thereby 50,000 crores boost will be there for setting up these projects. This was a very good thing. And as the definition of MSME should have been changed from 2-3 years ago. It has been the way every time we used to go to any meeting, they used to talk about MSME definition. But thanks to this particular situation, as a part of the package, they announced that the MSME definition also changed. Earlier, we used to have manufacturing separate criteria and service sector separate criteria that was based on the investment in the original cost of the investment in the plant and machinery. That was the only criteria. So now they have changed it. Manufacturing service sector, they put it together, and there's the investment criteria there, the turnover criteria there, which I think Thiruvayu Kumar, he will also deal with that particular matter. The global tenders to boost our small scale industries, but the MSME sector, global tender up to 200 crores also dispersed away with. So marketing also, now physical movement for marketing. And they do like, you've got industrial exhibitions, trade fairs, all this is not possible today. Maybe it will take maybe 9 months or 1 year, we do not know. So government of India is coming with a very good package of e-marketing. So they're developing a platform where e-marketing will also be there. These are all the things they are doing a great, boost to the economy, to the MSMEs. Friends, so about all these things, if you serve in a private sector, they pay the money within the due date, normally. But public sector, there's always a delay. Some public sectors, governments particularly, not CPSC. Now government has given a directive that within 45 days, dues to MSMEs should be settled by all central public sector undertaking and also the government of India. That's a very good boost for the liquidity of the MSMEs. Okay, with this few words, I just wanted to introduce the subject. So it's such a great importance, and we have got a right person today, Thiruvayu Kumar, who will take you through the entire subject. And I'll also, maybe I'll go out for some time, I will again join with another meeting. Before I close this particular presentation, I would like to tell you 3 things, which have been at the Vamsi and the Chalamaster, they also wanted me to speak on that one. One is regarding article students, whether, whatever the leave period is, the lockdown situation is there, should it be treated as a leave? Okay, we treat it as leave. Should I pay the stipend? What? Okay, we are prepared to pay this. What stipend should be paid? There are a number of chartered accountants who are paying much more than the minimum recommended stipend. Suppose recommended stipend is 2,000 rupees, there are chartered who are paying 10,000 rupees or 4,000, 5,000, much beyond that one. In the absence of his presence for the in the office, should we make that what type of stipend should be made? Number one. Number two, there is a student already is on leave. He took a study leave, whatever it is, he's on leave. But the COVID situation, he is telling, I want to come to the office because we are not permitted to the office, we are not opening the office. He wants these 2 months to be given as leave. So what should be done in this situation? So like that, many queries are there. And somebody's 3-year term is over by so and so date. What should be done for termination, for articles termination law? All these queries are there. So it has been delegated upon the Central Council. Now we have prepared a great document. I think it has gone to the approval today. By tomorrow morning, if everything goes on today or tomorrow morning, we'll have a guidance, because I don't tell. I know what is there, but I don't tell because unless it's approved by the president, it cannot be circulated. But however, less than 24 hours, you are going to know about it. So it's a good circular which is coming up. Is there, every child account is worried about how to deal with the students, because students are trying to take advantage of this particular situation. Okay, because all slowly audit chasing all talent levels have gone up. How to make analysis, how to derive the benefit out of it. Okay, then comes examinations. Examinations, there's the section of people who are floating some false news that exams will be postponed, rescheduled, or there will not be the exam. May exam itself will be dispensed. It will merge it with the November. We'll have November exam. Like that, there are so many things were happening. Don't believe all those things. Yesterday morning, we had an examination committee meeting. I was a member of that one. So the examination as of now will go as scheduled from July 29. There's no change at all. We have got some challenges there, that what will be situated as red zones by then. So we are initiating a situation that nothing may go wrong. Things may improve by then. But we'll take a call depending on the situation at that particular time. But otherwise, the examination department is totally prepared to conduct the examination at the end of July. So only challenge was to get the centers, the colleges, schools. There were some challenges were there. We are trying to resolve all of them also. So that is examinations. And coming to one or two appeals which I wanted to make. See, examiners, there are a lot of debt for the examiners. We have made a big campaign for requesting all the child accountants to enroll as an examiner for various subjects that we have learned and we are dealing with today also. So there is tremendous response from the members. And I'm happy to tell you, today we have got more than 5,500, 5,800 examiners have come. There is examination for that one. So there was some discussion among the student circles. They used to tell the examiners they do not know anything. So they simply become after 5 years they come as examiners. They don't value properly. Don't mean all those things. But still, we wanted to think that the examiners are also up to date in their subject. That is the reason now we've got examination. Whatever I told in the figures, they have passed the examination, not with 50% what the student gets. They passed with 75%. 25%, 18 questions, they have to 18 questions should be correct answer. So like that, we have done it. So what my request is, there are certain subjects still we are having shortage of numbers. Tomorrow or day after, you get a mail from the examination department for for foundational business laws and for financial reporting and corporate laws. So still there are shortages there. I request all of you, those who have got some knowledge levels, almost all of us have. I request you enroll as examiner and you do a service to alma mater. Your own mother you are going to serve. Incidentally, you will get some remuneration also. This is my request from my side. And the committee for members in practice, we are coming with a lot of initiatives. So this is not the time because we have to go to MSME. We'll have another occasion where I will tell you what are the things we are doing about Child Benevolent Fund. There's a lot of things happening. So COVID-19, we thought we'll have a lot of plenty of time sitting at home. But now the family members understand how much work we are doing in virtual office also. They understand how much we are doing not only for the client but also for the institute. Nowadays, earlier when we used to go to Delhi or Chennai for any meetings, we used to have a lot of free time. Today, morning till evening, there's some meetings other is going on. Like a high level of targets have been set by the Honorable Presidency, Atul Kumar Gupta ji. So working day in and day out, something other is going on. The moment telephone comes, call comes to the President, we are all worried. What is going to ask, what assignment is going to give, what the status of the reports that I have to give for the works assigned to be like that. We are working like that. So everything is going on very well. So I wish you all the best. Let us take in the right spirit, the COVID-19, take it forward. I'm sure India is one country. So for some other developed country, it may take years together to come back onto the rails. But India is the country where we're used to any situation. We can manage any situation. We were great crisis managers. India doesn't so many years to revive the economy. Within a few months, we'll be back on the track. And I'm sure there's going to be a great future for the country and also for the chartered accountants, being the partners in the national building and also partners in the growth of the economy in this country. With these few words, I wish you all the best. Have a great learning. I'm sure end of the session, you'll thank Vamsi Krishna for identifying Thiruvaiyur Kumar as a speaker. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now it is today's session time. Before going to that, I request our Vice Chairman, C.A. Sujit Kumar Jain, to give brief introduction about the speaker.
Good evening, everyone. It is my great privilege to introduce before you all our speaker for today, Chakka Thiruvaiyur Kumar. His father name is late Gopala Krishnamurthy and mother name is Srimati Radha Kumari. He is born in Ongole and he has completed his graduation at CSR Sarma College, Ongole, and he qualified CA in the year 1995. He completed his articles in Chennai. He is also a CWA qualified. He qualified it in December 1995. He has completed his DISA in 2008 and is currently practicing at Ongole in the name of Chakka and Company since 1998. He regularly speaks on subjects of income tax, AP VAT and GST. We had the privilege of him delivering lecture on GST at Nellore branch last year, which was very well received. Apart from this, he is joint secretary and correspondent for AK, VK, Degree and PG College, Ongole. He is also a treasurer for Avopa, Ongole. His wife name is Shirisha Kumari, who is helping him excel in profession and helping all the fellow chartered accountants. His children are studying in 7th and 8th class. He has 2 sons. Thank you, sir. Now I request C. Arun Kumar to take over the proceedings.
Thank you, Anna. Sir, Dhruv Kumar, sir, please start the session. Now the floor is all yours, sir.
Okay.
Hello. Sir, a very good evening, sir, all of you. Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you. It's a very great privilege for me to share my views with the Nellore branch. And I will start my presentation straight away, sir, without wasting much time. Okay, sir. Everyone is talking about MSME in these days. So, banker, businessman, government officer, and also the ministers, government, everyone. What is the MSME and what are the benefits to this sector? Before knowing that, we will just have one history checkup. What is meant by MSME? Why MSME word is coined? What is there before MSME? It will take 10 minutes on that. Later we will go for the exact benefits. So in India, after independence in 1952 to 1984, all industries are categorized as one industry. In 84 to 2006, there was some bifurcation. There is ancillary and SSI industries and large industries. From 2006 onwards, we got the MSME enterprise word. This is a new word coined by the government, central government in 2006. That is MSME enterprises and other enterprises. So, what is the history of MSME? And what are the benefits in it? There are two acts. One is the Industries Development and Regulation Act 1951. The other one is the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Development Act 2006. So, is the SSI and MSME different? No. SSI and MSME are same. Earlier, government is called as the SSI unit, small scale industrial unit. Now they are called as the micro, small, medium enterprise. Okay. So we will go for history. In the time of 1951, when the Industries Development and Regulation Act was passed, there is one class for every industry to get license. Before giving the license, one officer will full and complete investigation. He will do the full and complete investigation. Like a police officer, he will do the investigation and he will submit the report. Then only license will be given for the comments of the. So it regulates, that act regulates everything. What are you going to produce and what is your capacity? Everything is regulated by the act. So because of those regulations, only big companies are able to get the licenses, and small companies, small units are unable to compete with the big ones. So for the first time in 1984, government thought that some support is needed for the small scale industrial units to support them and to compete with the big units. Not only to compete with the big units, there are other benefits for SSI units. See, it avoids monopoly of the big industries, distribution of the resources and wealth to all the members of the society, easing the unemployment problem. These are the three key areas identified by the government for promoting SSI units. So Section 11B of the Industries Development Regulation Act gives the powers to the government to give some exemptions and some support measures and some favorable treatment for the SSI units. So from time to time, various support measures are announced by the government through Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion under Ministry of Finance. Earlier it was there under Ministry of Finance. However, there was neither separate act nor separate ministry for the small units. By way of gazette notifications, they are to give benefits and other things. So for the first time in 2006, the MSME Act was passed on 16/6/2006. You can see the MSME Act website, https://msme.gov.in. This is the ministry website of the micro and small medium enterprise. This act is executed by executory committee that is called Development Commissioner MSME. For him, there is a separate website is there, that is dcmsme.gov.in. You can get all the details of the schemes so far. So now we will go for what is the MSME. Section 7 says that MSME is the small units, but they have to comply with the certain criteria.
Ownership type means it can be anything. It may be proprietorship, partnership, private limited, LLP, association of persons, anything, society, the ownership may be anything. Nature of business. It may be manufacturing or service, and trading is excluded. Trading units does not come under the MSME sector. What type of goods are allowed? Goods specified in first schedule to Industries Development Regulation Act 1951. Only those units which are producing the goods listed in the first schedule to industries are called MSME as per the definition. As far as services are concerned, any service is allowed. Any service, there is no restriction. But for goods, there is a restriction. Goods produced in the first schedule is only categorized as the MSME. So, investment criteria is the other criteria. That was also specified in section 17(1). In that section, there is a maximum limit was prescribed. Maximum limit under section 7(1) of the MSME Act. In the case of manufacturing, separate is there. In the case of service, separate is there. Okay, in the case of manufacturing, micro 0.25 crores, that means 25 lakhs, 5 crores, 10 crores, services 10 lakhs, 2 crores, 5 crores. This is the maximum limit for the investment. So government, based upon the section 7(1) of the MSME Act, notified the limits on 16/6/2006, which are valid up to this month end. Okay, same limits were prescribed. Whatever the maximum limits are there, same limits are prescribed under the notification from the government. So with effect from 1/7/2020, new criteria is being introduced for the investment limits. Another criteria is added, turnover. Though the differentiation between the manufacturing and services is removed, but another criteria is added, that is turnover. So now unit has to comply both investment and turnover limit as follows. Investment limits, micro 1 crore, small 10 crores. So these are the maximum limits. Micro 1 crore, small 10 crores, so medium 50 crores. Turnover 5 crores, 50 crores, 250 crores. If you see, these limits are in excess of the limits specified under section 7(1). Section 7(1), for example, micro means 25 lakhs only. Here it was mentioned as 1 crore. So it is against the section. Anyhow, government has given the notification number 1702 (E) dated 1st June 2020. This notification comes with effect from 1/7/2020. Next month, first date. Okay. Then what is the investment? So first criteria is the investment. What is the investment limit? How to calculate the investment? In the case of services, explanation 2 to section 7 says that pollution control, research and development, industrial safety devices are to be excluded for the services enterprise. What about manufacturing? So before coming to the manufacturing, what is the meant by plant and machinery? It is not defined in the MSME Act. It is also not defined under the Industries Regulation and Development Act. So generally, plant and machinery does not include land and buildings, vehicles, furniture and fixtures, office. By way of a notification 1722 dated 5/10/2006, following are exclusively kept outside the purview of the investment in plant and machinery. They are tools, investment in tools, jigs, dies, molds, space parts for maintenance and other cost of consumer stores, installation cost of plant and machinery, research and development equipment and pollution control equipment, power generation sets, and also bank charges and service charges paid to the National Small Industries Corporation, procurement or installation of cables, wiring, electrical control panels, etc., gas producer plants, and also transportation charges are also to be excluded. Charges paid for technical to be excluded, storage tank to be excluded, firefighting equipment to be excluded. Then what is the value to be taken? Value is to take in the original price of the plant and machinery, not the depreciated value, not the second hand. If you purchase the second hand plant and machinery, not the second hand value of the plant and machinery, original plant and machinery value undepreciated value you have to take into account. In the case of imported machinery, some can be included. Import duty can be included, shipping charges can be included, customs clearance charges can be included, sales tax or value added tax can be included. Coming to the turnover is not defined so far, but press release says that export turnover is excluded for calculating the new turnover limits. So they are saying that they will release the notification shortly how to compute the turnover. I feel that in the case of existing units, previous year turnover may be taken into account. In the case of the new industries established in the current year, estimated turnover can be taken. That is my personal. Then how to register? If you comply with all these guidelines, if you comply with all these criteria, if you comply with all these investment levels, then you can register as MSME. Now it is completely online. You can register the MSME online. There is no need to go to any officer, any office. You need not go to any bank also. Just sitting in the office, we can register any industry as MSME if it qualifies for that same. So for registration, that is udyogadhar.gov.in, the website. It is completely paperless. You have to only have Aadhaar with phone number linked to Aadhaar. If you don't have Aadhaar with phone number linked, then you have to approach the DIC and they will register your unit. While registering, what we have to have is just address of the unit, name of the person, and what are the goods we are producing. So that we have to select from the drop down list, that is National Industries Classification Code. We have to select the code from the drop down list. In that drop down list, you will not find the excluded industries. Okay, one person can register any number of units. For example, one person is having a proprietary firm and is also having a partnership firm, or he is a director in a company, or he is a director in more than one company. He can register all those units under his name. So what are the activities excluded? These are the activities excluded. Office memorandum number UAMMC 01/2007 SME dated 27/6/2007. This is a recently given memorandum issued by the Finance Ministry. These are the excluded from the MSME category. Forestry and logging, fishing and aquaculture. So many people are coming for registering their unit as the MSME. These aquaculture units are the aquaculture hatcheries, but they are not allowed. Wholesale and retail trade, domestic help such as cooks, etc., household production for own consumption, activities of extraterritorial bodies, and certain activities of crop animal production in Division 1 of the NIC. All these codes are not allowed for registering as an MSME. So one need to visit this memorandum, which is available in this website. Okay, this website, this memorandum is available. You can download it. You can check this in, which are units which are excluded from the registration. So what are the benefits? Where are they mentioned? Benefits to MSME units. These benefits are mentioned in the Industrial Development and Regulation Act. Some benefits are mentioned in the MSME Act. Some benefits are given by notifications and schemes, and some benefits are given by others, such as RBI, etc. Now we will see one by one. What is benefits given in the Industrial Development and Regulation Act? It's a very beautiful act. Section 29B gives the exclusive right to manufacture certain items by the SSI units, now MSME units. That's why many companies are coming to the smaller units for manufacturing of the certain type of goods. Even Hindustan Lever comes to the SSI units for manufacturing of certain goods. Initially, they have mentioned 47 items and it was enlarged to 504. And as per the NIC codes, it is increased to 836. Products and services are being exclusively reserved for SSI units. If you are not an SSI unit, you cannot manufacture, you cannot provide those type of services. Those are 836. Later, from 1997, dilution is started. That is, de-reservation is started. First notification for de-reservation is the 298 issued by the Ministry of Industry. So they have de-reserved some items Later on, in the 16 years, in the 18 years, 16 notifications were issued, de-reserving the 836 goods. Now, there are no goods, no services reserved exclusively for MSME units. So, as on date, there is no exclusive right to manufacture for MSME. Any good can be produced at any one. There is no exclusivity. And that last exclusivity last on 10/4/2015. After 10/4/2015, there is no exclusivity. Another big benefit was mentioned in MSME Act. We know everything about this. That is the payment of dues to MSME. So, what is the time limit for the payment of dues to the MSME? If any credit period is given, that within that credit period has to be paid. The credit period is more than 45 days. Within the 45 days, that has to be paid. For example, the credit period agreed is 60 days between the buyer and the seller. Seller is an SSI unit, seller is an MSME unit. If they are agreed for 60 days credit period, even then the seller has to pay the dues within 45 days. If nothing is mentioned, then the due date is 15 days. That is called the appointed date from the date of the acceptance of the goods. So we know some disclosure requirements are also there. These are the disclosure requirements. Payments dues to MSME has to be mentioned in the annual financial statements. Interest rate is the 3 times of the bank rate notified by the RBI. If it's not paid within the due date, interest rate is also mentioned in the MSME Act. That interest rate is the 3 times of the bank rate. Present bank rate is 4.25% with effect from 22/5/2020. That means 12.75% is the rate of interest if you delay payment to the SSI. How to calculate the interest? Interest is to be calculated on monthly compounded basis. This 12.75% is to be calculated on monthly compounded basis. If there is any dispute between the buyer and seller, they can go to the Micro and Small Enterprises Facilitation Council. These councils are now there in everywhere. This council is there for Andhra Pradesh also. It is there in Amaravati. If there is any dispute, we can go to there and we can present our case. The seller can present the case. And after verifying everything, that facilitation council may pass the appropriate order. It may pass the appropriate. Once order is passed, if buyer wants to go to a court of law, he has to deposit 75% of the ordered amount. For example, 10 lakhs has to be paid. Buyer has to deposit 7.5 lakhs with the court, and then only court will entertain the. If court thinks fit, out of that 7.5 lakhs, court may give some amount to the SSI unit, to the MSME unit, depending upon the circumstances. What is the disclosure? Disclosures in annual audited statements of accounts. So section 15 to 23 of MSME Act says that there should be a disclosure in the annual audited statement of accounts. If accounts are audited under any statute, audit may be under any law. We have not mentioned particular law. Audit may be under Companies Act, audit may be under Income Tax Act, auditor may be under the Society Act, whatever it is. If the accounts are audited, in those accounts, annual financial statement, these 5 things should be mentioned. Principal and interest payable at the year end. What are the amounts due to the SSI units? And interest payable at the end of the year. Principal and interest payable in the case of delayed payments. During the 2 months period, you have paid any amount belatedly, then you have paid the interest also. What is that amount and what is the principal? That also we have to mention in the financial statements. Interest payable but not paid. This is a very interesting. So, as per the Act, interest is payable, but the buyer and the seller have agreed, or seller refused to pay. Only principal amount is paid, interest is not paid. Whatever may be the case, interest is payable but not paid has to be arrived and has to be reported in the financial statements. Interest paid to MSME for delayed payments is not an allowable expenditure under IT Act. Irrespective, it is an overriding provision of the Income Tax Act. Section 23 of the MSME Act says that if interest is paid to MSME, that interest is not allowable under the Income Tax Act. That means it forces the seller, buyer to repay the loan within the agreed period or within the 15 days or 45 days, whatever may be. These are the new provisions coming from 2006 onwards. So in my view, even if it is a partnership firm, proprietorship firm doing audit under 44AB of the Income Tax Act, I think these things have to be disclosed in the financial statements by of notes to the accounts. Another good important support measure to the MSME is the TREDS. This is a trade receivables discount scheme. This is a trade receivables discount scheme. Trade receivables means trade receivables of the MSMEs. Trade receivables of the MSMEs. For example, MSME sells any product to a buyer, raises the invoice. That invoice will be registered in the TREDS exchange. This is one of the exchange. M1exchange.com is one of the such exchange. The supplier, that means MSME seller, can register that invoice. Buyer has to accept that invoice. Yes, I have purchased the goods and the amount is payable. That buyer has to accept that invoice, or buyer may upload and supplier has to accept the invoice. So after accepting both by the supplier and buyer, then financiers come into the picture. They will bid for the interest rate, and the supplier can take whatever interest rate beneficial to him. He can get the finance on those bills from the financiers. Okay, later buyer will pay amount to the financiers. So this is a very good scheme. One important exchange is the M1exchange.com. You can go and search the details there. One more thing is that government has asked all the companies whose turnover is more than 500 crores compulsorily to register under this TREDS discount scheme. Next one is the ZED, zero defect, zero effect. So it's a new scheme, ZED, zero defect, zero effect. That means if your product is zero defect, you will not be affected at all. That is the essence of this tagline, zero defect, zero effect. If your product is zero defect, you will not be affected. So to improve the quality of the products manufactured by the MSME, this scheme is launched. It is a certification scheme. There are 5 certification levels are there. First is the self-certification, and later on, based upon your inputs, certificates will be given by the authority. So what is the benefits of this ZED certification? Internal benefits. So generally, when you go for certification, you will improve a lot. Your operations will improve, your wastage will decrease, your cost will be reduced, and there will be a lot of improvement, internal improvement. Benefits by banks. So some banks are giving the concessional rate of interest if you are ZED certified. For example, 0.5% by State Bank of India. Like that, some banks, processing charges also they are giving concession. Like that, some concessions are being extended by the various banks. Some state governments are also giving benefits, industrial incentives to ZED certified units. All these you can get at zed.org.in. All these you can get at zed.org.in. Next, this is a very popular scheme, CGTMSE, Credit Guaranteed Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises. This is available, not available medium enterprises. Under this scheme, loans up to 2 crores can be obtained without collateral security from the financial institutions. Useful for young entrepreneurs who have good business idea but no collateral security. The website for this scheme is CGTMSE. Another guarantee fund is there, NCGTC, National Credit Guarantee Trust Company. National Credit Guarantee Trust Company. Okay. National Credit, this is established, newly established one. This is 2004. Gives guarantee to 3 lakh crore loans under Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme, which is announced under Atmanirbhar Bharat. So for 3 lakh crores loan scheme, CGTMSE is not giving the guarantee. but NCGTC is giving the guarantee. It is also having other schemes, other credit guarantee schemes. One is such scheme is a credit guarantee for education loans, credit guarantee for factoring, credit guarantee for skill development loans, credit guarantee for stand-up India loans, credit guarantee for micro units. These are 5 other schemes that is being operated by the NCGTC. All these loans are given by the banks, and you can get all the details at ncgtc.in. You can get all these things at ncgtc.in. CLCS, Credit Linked Capital Subsidy. This scheme is for technology application of MSME. Many members might be knowing it is a top scheme. It is called Technology Upgradation Scheme, TUS. Under this scheme, upfront capital subsidy of 15% for improvement of technology. If you purchase any plant and machinery which improves your technology, you can get 15% subsidy, maximum to 15 lakhs per unit. It is available in relation to 51 products. So the product list is there. If you are manufacturing those products and you purchase the technology upgradation machinery, you will get up to 15 lakhs. Subsidy has to be applied through the bank only. Bank will apply subsidy on behalf of you, and the subsidy amount will be directly credited to your loan account. So this loan account, this scheme is closed on 31/3/2020, and the new scheme is expected anytime. And if you want to know further details of this scheme, you can visit dcmsme.gov.in. You will get there all these things. Another scheme is the Cluster Development Program. So Cluster Development Program means, for example, granite cluster, cotton industries, spinning mills cluster, like that. Same industries will be developed at single place. For that, central government gives grants for common facility centers, for infrastructure development projects, marketing hubs, exhibition center by associations. Those industry associations can set up the exhibition centers. For that, government will give the subsidy. Thematic interventions, support to state innovative cluster development program. So state governments also can apply for the cluster development program. All these things you can get at dcmsme.gov.in. What I am saying is all before COVID, before Atmanirbhar scheme. These are available before Atmanirbhar scheme. Another one is the upscaled entrepreneurship and skill development program. Industrial motivation campus. Under this, you will get the support for the industrial motivation campaigns, entrepreneurship awareness programs, entrepreneurship cum skill development programs, management development programs, and all this can be, you will get at msmedi.dcmsme.gov.in. Another unit which is helping the small industries is the Small Industries Development Bank of India. They give direct finance to the industries. If you want finance, you can go directly to SIDBI. It can also give finance like banks. Refinance. Generally, they will do refinance. So refinance means giving loans to the banks by the SIDBI. They will give subsidy. They are giving guarantee schemes also. All those you can. Another one is the NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Various schemes are there for support measures and rural industries. This is particularly NABARD is there. So they are also giving subsidy for agriculture related industries. That is nabard.org. This is the new website, Champions Web-based Grievance Redressal and Advice Program. It is launched on 1st of this month only, 1/6/2020, and that is the champions.gov.in. That is the website. MSME grievance law. You can go and launch your grievance. You can lodge your grievance, lodge your complaint, or you can give advice also to the government. Both are available in the my.msme. One website giving links to many schemes of MSME. There are many schemes. So this website, the government website, gives the links to all the schemes. This website is launched based upon the path of ease of doing business. That is my.msme.gov.in is the name of the website. MSME Data Bank. This is another website. Central PSU and large units procure certain goods and services from MSME registered in MSME Data Bank. So if government companies or big units wants to purchase from MSME, one need to register in MSME Data Bank. Okay, so after registering with Udyog Aadhar, we have to register that unit in the MSME register, MSME Data Bank. Then only you will get orders from the central PSU and large corporates. It is also completely online and it's a free registration. The website address is the msmedatabank.in. Now we are coming to Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. So everyone knows about all these schemes. So I will briefly give my opinion on all these schemes. So complete details are available at support.champions.gov.in. So I will dwell upon some important schemes. That is, one is the 20% loan. This is the loan for existing borrowers. One has to remember this loan is the existing borrowers. This is not a loan for the new borrowers. That means if you don't have any loan with the bank, you cannot.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Sir, your screen is not sharing with the audience. The PPT is not moving.
No, sir. I am checking it in another computer also. I am logging. Both are there.
It is under ESDP. Upscaled Entrepreneurship and Skill Development Program schedule, you know.
Oh, it is only there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Then I have to stop.
Yeah, now it is coming.
Now it is visible, sir.
Now it is visible. So if you can expand, yeah. Thank you very much.
This is the Entrepreneurship and Skill Development Program. Next one is the SIDBI. So SIDBI is also giving direct finance and also refinance to the banks. It gives subsidy. It also gives guarantee schemes. And the website of the SIDBI is sidbi.in. NABARD is another institution of the central government of the RBI, and it also giving various subsidies to the agriculture and rural industries. So nabard.org. If you visit nabard.org, you will get all those schemes. Champions is the new scheme. It is a scheme for redressal and also advice from the industry. You can lodge your grievance or you can give advice also. This scheme is launched by the PM on 1/6/2020. The website is the champions.gov.in. MSME. This is the small website. This gives various links to the various government schemes. Okay, this website is launched as part of ease of doing business. The website address is the my.msme.gov.in. MSME Data Bank. So after registering the Udyog Aadhar, the unit has to register in the MSME Data Bank also. Then only central government, public sector undertakings and large units will buy the products from the MSME as per the government regulations. Because everything has to be purchased 15% or 25% from the MSME units. That purchase will be done through the MSME Data Bank registered units only. So after registering the Udyog Aadhar, one has to register in the MSME Data Bank also. It is completely online and it is free only. The website address is the msmedatabank.in. So now we are coming to Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. So all these details are available at support.champions.gov.in in relation to MSME units. Support.champions.gov.in. So one of the important thing is the additional loan of 20%. So this additional loan of 20% is for the existing borrowers. That is why I use the word additional loan. So if you are having a loan, then only this will be given. 20% of what? 20% of balance outstanding. Balance outstanding of all loans. It may be a CC, or it may be a OD, or it may be a term loan. But excluding the personal segment, housing loan, personal vehicle loan, personal loan, like that, all those all will be excluded. Only business loans will be taken into account, whether it may be CC, OD, or the term loan. So, for example, a unit is having a sanction limit of 5 crores, say for example 5 crores. But as on 29th February, the limit outstanding is only 4 crores. Then the unit will get 20% of the 4 crores. 20% of the 4 crores. That is 4 lakhs. This loan tenure is 4 years. The first year is the holiday period for the principal only. That means we have to pay the interest for that loan, and principal has to be repaid in the next 3 years. The loan is available to units having less than 25 crores limits. It must be an MSME, and the outstanding limit should be less than 25 crores. Turnover is 100 crores. Previous year turnover, here it is they are calculating, and account should not be an NPA. So if this criteria they met, they may approach the banks and they may get the 20%. The State Bank people are calling the units and asking for the availment of the loans. In the history of the banking industry, bank is calling the borrower and asking to take the loan. This is the first time it is happening. So many people are surprised to receive calls from the banks. The interest rate 7.5% some banks are charging. This is a fixed interest rate. So how about the collateral? No collateral is required. It is guaranteed by the central government and guaranteed to be paid. In the case of CGTMSE, CGTMSE fees has to be paid every year. But in this case, government is giving guarantee, but there is no guarantee fees. No additional collateral security. What is the due date? Scheme is open up to 31/10/2020 or sanction of rupees 3 lakh crores, whichever is earlier. So one has to rush to the banks to avail these loans. If 3 lakh crores limit is reached, further fresh loans the government may not provide under this scheme. So to know more about the scheme, the website is the eclgs.com. Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. Emergency Credit Line. These loans are called Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. So this loan, earlier we were talking about the loan to the standard accounts. Now loans to the promoters of NPA accounts. So Prasanna Kumar sir also told in his speech, this is the loans to the promoter of NPA accounts. The account is NPA, but banks are going to give loans to the promoters to infuse that amount as the equity in the units. So these loans also will be partially guaranteed by the CGTMSE to an extent of 25%. This is called subordinate debt. Government is estimating 20,000 crores liquidity from this activity. This is called subordinate debt. Loan will be given to the promoters to infuse that loan amount as capital in the NPA accounts. That is called subordinate debt. Purchase of 15% equity. So government will invest up to 15% of the equity of good MSME units, maximum of 75 lakhs. So now government is going to purchase the equity of the MSME units. That means it must be registered as a private limited company or public limited company, and government is going to invest up to 15% of the equity. Rating will be given to each and every MSME unit based upon the turnover, based upon its exports, based upon its profits, and based upon its performance in the GST portal. So government will set up 10,000 crore fund for investment in this scheme, that is purchase of the equity. Okay, it will become easier for the units to raise equity from the capital markets. 40,000 crore, 1:4 criteria. So capital is 10,000 crore, government is getting 10,000 crore from the capital markets. So they are expected to raise 40,000 crore in 1:4 criteria, because government, after seeing all their performance rating and everything, then only government will invest. Once the government is invested, the investors will get a proper idea about the company and they will come forward to invest. That is estimated at 40,000 crore. So total liquidity is estimated at 50,000 crore rupees. So this is another benefit. This is also mentioned by the Prasanna Kumar sir in his speech. So this rule is applicable for all central government projects. Foreign companies are not allowed to participate in the projects worth up to rupees 200 crore. General financial rules will be amended accordingly. So up to project worth up to each project worth up to 200 crores, no foreign bidder, no foreign tenders. Only Indian companies are allowed to participate in this project. And for this, government is about to amend the financial rules of the public sector undertakings and also central government expenditure rules. E-market linkage. So because of this COVID, there is no physical exhibitions. So government is contemplating e-market linkage. Fairs and exhibitions may not happen in the near future. An alternative MSME units will be promoted, and based on the sales in the e-market, banks also will lend. So government is going to set up a platform for e-market linkage. Based upon the turnover recorded in that platform, banks may give loans to these units. So EPF support. So I am skipping this one. Everyone knows about this. So one thing is that criteria has to be mentioned. Criteria has to be complied with. That is the total employees less than should be 100, and 90% employees should draw less than 15,000 salaries. This is the criteria. If this criteria is met, you will get these benefits. Already EPF website has hosted the list of the units which are eligible for this support. So total is a very good scheme. Total 24 amounts will be 24% will be saved by the units, 12% by the employer and 12% by the employee. EPF 10% for others. EPF contribution rate reduced from 12% to 10% each for both employer and employee. Present EPF rate is 12%. Now that is reduced to 10%, and this is up to for next 3 months. It is available. So this is available for those units which don't get the 24% benefit. So one suggestion is that the government has answered one FAQ that they have mentioned. If you want, you can pay 12% as contribution also instead of 10%. If you are willing to pay, you can pay 12%. So 10% is not compulsory. You can pay 12%. So many salaried employees are asking whether I will forego the 2% EPF contribution. So if the employer and employee both agrees, they can contribute 12% also. Relief to contractors. Government contractors are allowed 6 more months to complete all types of works. So this is one measure. Bank guarantee will be released stage wise. If part of the work is completed, so bank guarantee, that means maybe fixed deposits, maybe property, that also will be released and that can be used with MSME units for some other purpose. So part-wise, stage-wise guarantees will be released. So real estate, there are 6 months time they have given. So total 6 months they have given for completion of the project. As per the RERA Act, as per the project has to be completed as per the timelines prescribed originally. So now this COVID allows 6 more months time. So 25% reduction in TDS TCS rates, that we know. So I am skipping it. For fisheries and aqua. So for fisheries, they import crude stock from America and Europe countries, so that they can import. Validity of that import permits are extended by 3 months, and arrival delay also one month delay also given. No additional charges for rebooking cancelled quarantine cubicles. Once the crude stock comes to India, they will be kept in a quarantine cubicles. That also now, if any booking is cancelled, now they can rebook the cubicles without any additional charge. So renewal of hatcheries extended by 3 months. So every hatchery has to renew from the Coastal Aqua Authority. So that is extended by now 3 months. Micro food enterprises. So this scheme helps the micro food enterprises to attain the FSSAI food standards, build brands and marketing. So if they want to brand their product, they can also brand and they can market. They also install the good machinery, plant and machinery for keeping the good food standards. Cluster-based approach will help the units to export their produce. Existing micro food enterprises, farmer producer organizations, self-help groups and cooperatives will be benefited under this scheme. 10,000 crores are allotted for this scheme. Micro food enterprise. I think these details are not yet announced. This is another one, Operation Greens. Now presently, Operation Green covers 3 crops, 3 main crops, that is called onion, tomato, potato. So under what is this green? Under this green scheme, government gives subsidy for transportation of the fruits and vegetables, for transportation of the fruits and vegetables from the place where they are available to the place where they are not available. So in that 50% subsidy is there for transportation, 50% subsidy is for storage. Till now, this scheme, Operation Greens scheme, is available only for 3 crops. Now it is extended to all fruits and vegetables. So any fruit, any vegetable, you can transport to the distant area where those fruits are not available. You can sell those fruits there, and the cost of the transportation, 50% will be borne by the government. And if you want to store those goods, 50% will be borne by the government. So measures by the AP state government. So AP state government has also announced some relief measures for the units located in state of Andhra Pradesh. So they have released the pending incentive schemes, capital investment subsidy and other things, amounting to 904.48 crores to MSME units. Already funds have been released to the DICs. DIC, district industry centers, are giving incentives to the units. Okay. These are long pending, more than 1 year, 2 years pending are also there. Now government has released these incentives. Waiver of fixed demand electricity charges. So this is also very good thing for MSME units. For 3 months, from April 20 to June 2020, every unit has to pay the fixed demand electricity charges. That means even if you don't use the electricity, even single unit, you have to pay those fixed demand electricity charges. Now AP government says that it waives the 3 months fixed demand electricity charges of MSME units. In the case of large and mega units also, they have postponed the fixed demand electricity charge. Here there is no waiver, it is only postponement from April to June for 3 months without interest. Without interest, they can pay the fixed electricity charges of April to June after 3 months. This is for large and mega units. So working capital loans, new loans will be given to MSME units ranging from 2 lakhs to 10 lakhs. So this is very good scheme. If you are having loans with the banks or not having loans with the banks, you can get this loan 2 lakhs to 10 lakhs depending upon your turnover and other investment criteria. The interest rate is 6 to 8%. Processing fees is 0.25%. It is repayable in 3 years, including 6 months moratorium. So earlier that 3 lakhs crore scheme repayable in 4 years. This is repayable in 3 years. That scheme is available for only borrowers who are having loans with the banks. This scheme is available for everyone, even if you don't have any bank borrowings. This scheme is available. Preference for MSME. Now newly this criteria is introduced. 25% of government purchase should be from MSME units, with 4% reservation to SC/ST units and 3% reservation for women-owned MSME units. So every government has to purchase 25% of its procurement on a yearly basis. This will be calculated on a yearly basis. 25% of its procurement from the MSME units. In that 25%, 4% is reserved for the SC/ST and 3% is reserved for women-owned MSME units. So preference for MSME, this package they are calling it as a restart package. Restart means due to COVID, units are closed. Now government wants to restart those closed units. That's why they have called it as the restart program. So time limit for applying these incentives or loans is 30th June 2020. This month end, before this month end, we have to apply for these incentives and also for these loans, low interest loan. The website is the apindustries.gov.in/incentives. If you visit this website, all the procedure was mentioned there. First we have to register with this website. They will verify your criteria, and if you are satisfying their criteria, they will give the eligibility certificate. Based upon the eligibility certificate, you can apply for the 2 to 8 lakhs loan with the APSFC. For subsidy, for waiver of the fixed electricity charges, you can apply with the electricity department, in which you are registered electricity department. So AP government is also planning to issue 11 digits Aadhaar for the Udyog Aadhaar is there. Again, they are issuing 11 digits Aadhaar for every industry to know the location and the nature of the industry. So where these to know how many industries are there, what are they are producing, in which area they are located. Government wants to map all the industrial units within the state of Andhra Pradesh with this 11 digits. In these 11 digits, some digits indicates the place, some digits indicates the goods which they are producing. Other benefits. So for MSME units, there are many other benefits. Concession rate of stamp duty for loan agreements, investment subsidy schemes by state governments, and also many other governments and agencies are giving. This is we are coming to last of the program. This is KVIC, Khadi and Village Industries Commission Act. This is the act is passed in 1956. MSME Act, the MSME Act unit can be located anywhere, but in the Khadi and Village Industries Commission Act, units should be located in the villages only. What is the definition? Village industry. Village industry means any industry located in a rural area producing goods or render service in which per head investment of an artisan or worker does not exceed rupees 1 lakh in plain area and 1.5 lakhs in hilly area. Khadi. Khadi means cloth. Okay. For promotion of this Khadi cloth industry and also for promotion of the village industries, this commission is established in 1956. The website of this commission is the kvic.gov.in. You will get 344 sample project reports. If you want any project report, you can go there and get it. 344 sample project reports are available of the rural package available. That is the website where you can get the 344 sample projects. kviconline.gov.in. This is the KVIC. So PMEGP, we all know Prime Minister Employment Generation Program was is a 25%, 30%, 35%, depending upon the religion and caste. One will get the subsidy, PMEGP loan. Scheme of fund for regeneration of traditional industries, certificate, assistant, animation. Likewise, there are many schemes of KVIC investment subsidy schemes. So one can visit the KVIC online and know further details. Thank you, sir. My session is closed.
Thank you for your wonderful session, sir. Sir, I have a few doubts. Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have few doubts relating to the year which we have to consider for calculating the turnover. Whether it is the previous financial year, 18-19, which was audited, or it was 19-20 year we have to take into the consideration.
19-20 you have to take, sir.
Okay. 19-20 we have to take.
Yes, sir, because GST is there and everyone knows the turnover.
Okay. And
in the case of new units, estimated turnover.
Okay. Members, if you are having any queries relating to the current topic, you can post your queries in the chat, and it will be visible to your faculty, and the faculty will be answering about that. Sir, can a unit take multiple registrations under MSME?
Yes, sir. If they are having different locations with different products, they can go for it.
Sir, one more extension. If I am having a similar commodity, but I am having different branches, one at Nellore and one at Vijayawada, one at Ongole,
yes,
and
yes,
maybe something like Mal, whether I have to take a separate MSME registration for each and every branch?
No, sir. You can add branches, sir. Branches. You can add branches in the first registration itself.
Okay, in the MSME registration.
In the MSME, you can add any number of branches.
Okay. Because mainly for the electricity fixed charges, many companies were asking about this issue. For each and every branch, we have to apply separately, or for single branch. If you mention all the branches in that MSME application, it is sufficient. That is why this query was posted.
So, sir, because it is a pawn based, sir, like pawn based. If you are having many units of a single organization, a single pawn, then you have to take only one registration.
Okay.
Sir, whether these benefits of electricity charges will be available to big showrooms?
Yes, sir. Big showroom is a trading unit and it is ineligible for the MSME.
Okay, but they have some manufacturing.
Manufacturing is allowed, sir. Manufacturing is allowed. Showroom means a trading not allowed.
Composite, sir. I am talking about gold jewelers. They manufacture their products also. Means they give bullion to wholesalers and they get it manufactured. So
Yes.
there is manufacturing activity as well as trading activity.
For manufacturing, they will get subsidies, sir.
Okay.
Both cannot be there at one place. So manufacturing will be at factory level at some other place, and showroom will be at some other place.
Manufacturing will be done by the worker, sir, but it is done on behalf of them. For them, the activity will be nothing but the bullion will be purchased, and that bullion is given to the worker, manufacturing worker. Okay. And apart from that, they buy direct ornaments from other jewelers also who manufacture.
Where is the electricity consumption for manufacturing of jewelry? There is no electricity consumption for manufacturing of jewelry because jewelry is being manufactured by the workers outside the premises.
Okay.
That is why now they have set up one committee by the state government consisting of the DIC manager, lead bank manager, and some other people. That committee will decide whether you are eligible for the MSME subsidies. Then they will give you an MSME eligibility certificate. Based on that eligibility certificate, you have to apply for the electricity waiver, electricity charges waiver.
Sir, what are the, one more query, sir. What are the subsidies available for rice mills?
The rice mills are KVH, under KVH it is available, sir, if it is a small industrial unit. In the case of big units, you have to go for the NABARD.
NABARD. Any instance or some benefits so that you can just touch upon it, we will then find it out. Any other benefit, just brief benefits if you can state.
For, regarding
Rice mill, sir, what are means on the plant and machinery, how much subsidy can come on the working capital, anything such kind of incentives, if you can just brief, then we will try to elaborate it later.
yes, sir. For KVAC, sir, for small units, they are giving the subsidy, sir. Khadi and village industries, even for the working capital also, they are giving subsidy. In the case of big units, we have to approach for the NABARD, sir. For the investment in the plant and machinery, they are giving the subsidy, sir.
Okay, sir.
Sir, few queries were posted in your chat box, sir. If you can have a look, sir.
Queries I am not getting, sir. You can read out.
Sir. One second, sir.
Only chat is available for me, sir, now.
Sir, why this రావట్లేదంట ఒకసారి ఆ క్వశ్చన్స్ రీడ్ అవుట్ చేస్తారా? నువ్వు లైవ్ లోకి వచ్చేసి రీడ్ అవుట్ చేయి. వెబ్ క్యామ్ ఆఫ్ లో పెట్టి చాలు. So 1 second.
Sir, one query I can able to read, sir. Whether manufacturing of liquor for human consumption falls under MSME. Okay. I will show you one notification, sir. This is the notification. Issued in 2017 by the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, sir. So here they have mentioned which are not eligible. So these are not eligible activities, sir. Forestry and logging, fishing and aquaculture, wholesale and retail trade, of household as employees, unit differential associated goods and services, producing activities of private household for own use. These are the activities in table 1 below would not be included in the manufacture or production of goods or providing or rendering of services in accordance with section 7 of the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Government Act. Sir, actually, if you go for Udyoga Aadhar website, sir, if you get the code that is eligibility, if eligibility is there only, you will get the code, sir. If you go to Udyoga Aadhar, codes are there, NIC codes. In that, we have to select code, sir. In that list, if you get this liquor, then you are eligible for the register as MSME. Activities which are not eligible, they will not appear at all in that list, drop down list. That is the only criteria, sir. If it is eligible, it will appear in the drop down list. If it is not eligible, it will not appear in the drop down list. This code there are many codes are there, sir. NIC code. So updated on 17 April, sir, 2009. These are the codes. Many codes are there. More than 1,000 codes are there. We have to select from the list. So the group is there, section is there, division is there. Based on this, we have to select the codes. 990 section up to section U is there, sir. Here we have to select the codes.
I said another query is there,
It will be
sir.
like will be HSN codes, it will be there, sir.
20% is not applicable for term loan. Whether it is correct or not. 20%
20% is available for term loan also, sir. Term loan also. CC plus term loan put together 20% balance outstanding, not the sanction limit. Balance outstanding as on 29th February. Many units are already received loan.
Okay, sir. Next question, sir. Which period is considered for 100 crores turnover limit?
My opinion is 1920, sir.
1920. Okay. Any MSME loans for practicing chartered accountants?
Yes, sir. Some people are saying that chartered account is also comes under MSME. Definitely, sir. All services comes under MSME category. And if your turnover is less than the 250 crores per annum, you will definitely be an MSME. That's why Prasanna Kumar told in his initial remarks, 99.99% chartered account comes under the MSME. So, you can, for example, corporation bank is sir?
Whether trader cum service provider eligible for MSME?
No, sir. For service, you have to get separate registration, separate unit. Then only you will eligible. So many people earlier they have done MSME registrations even for showrooms also. I know one incident in Mongol. It's a trading unit. They have registered under MSME because there is no restriction, there is no verification. Anyone can go up to the website and can register their units. So they have registered under MSME, and the bank has also given loan to that unit as MSME unit with concessional rate. Later on, it was found in the inspection, and they have recovered everything, and the loan was treated as NPA.
Whether MSME registration is mandatory to obtain emergency credit?
Yes, sir. Yes. It is mandatory. Now, government is contemplating, sir, even to bring the trading also under MSME. I don't know whether it will come or not. Some representations have been sent to the finance ministry to include the trading units also under MSME. So, increase of the turnover one way good, sir. Criteria, one way bad, because more number of units will fight for the same amount of the government schemes. So now bigger enterprises also compete with this small. So one way people are thinking that increasing the turnover limit is not in the interest of the small units. 250 crore is a very big turnover limit. So a 5 crore turnover limit unit will not compete with the 250 crore turnover unit for getting these incentives. Because these incentives are capped at some levels. For example, this incentive is 3 lakh crore. It is capped at 3 lakh crore. Okay. So if big units are also eligible for the 3 lakh crore, first they will grab this opportunity and small units will be left out. So increasing the turnover is not good for some small units, really small. That is the opinion of some people.
Yes, another query is there, sir. Yes, sir, please.
1 second. Sir, but in whatever PPT that you have shared, we have observed that the 3 lakh crores limit, whatever the government is specifying under this package scheme, it is also eligible for other business units, no, other than MSME. Even they are also eligible, no? No, because whatever that, it's not eligible. No. Because what the PPT which was shared at the time of this entire issue. In that, it clearly says businesses, including MSME, the word that they have mentioned in that Ayushman, whatever the government they have circulated. It's not eligible.
No, sir, only it is MSME, sir. That's why representations have gone to the finance ministry to include trading units also under this category.
Okay, okay, thank you, sir. Sir, is there any redressal point? Suppose if the banks were not interested to finance for certain SIC units or NPA units, they have any portal or website to complain to the government that the bankers are not giving the 20%, whatever?
Yes, sir. Champions website, sir. Champions website.
So 1 second, sir.
Champions website. And first June
Champions
was launched. Champions, sir.
Okay, okay. Champions.
That I have covered in my presentation also, sir.
Okay.
Champions.gov.in. Champions.gov.in.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, for everything, websites, sir. Twitter is the only website you can just tweet your grievance to the finance minister or the state finance minister, and they are looking after. Twitter is the grievance redressal portal.
Okay.
Sir, non-NPA works contractors, whether he can get 20% loan, still he is in SMA 2.
SMA 2 is allowed, sir. SMA 3 is not allowed actually. Up to SMA 2 is allowed, sir. SMA 3 not allowed. But this moratorium is creating some other problems, sir, which came to my knowledge. Some banks are refusing to give loans, new loans, if you avail the moratorium. 3 months moratorium or 6 months moratorium. If you avail that moratorium, new loans will not be given. Some banks they have taken that stand, which is not correct in my opinion.
These are the
Sir, now whatever the bank audits that we have completed just in the month of May, few banks were again calling back to auditors and asking them to give the MSME certificate revised one, considering all these benefits and all. Is it advisable to go back and give the revised one? And what were the cans?
MSME subsidy, sir. MSME subsidy.
Yes, MSME subsidy.
MSME subsidy. Actually, the schemes are available, sir. New schemes, all these new schemes. Sir. Some branch managers have missed out for filling up those schemes. So they are calling back again.
Okay.
For example, for dairy units, there is a interest subvention is there. Like that, some new units for new industries, 1920 first time they have given some subsidy. So some branch managers have missed out.
Okay. Arun, any other queries?
Yes, sir. Ante sir, queries in game level. Can tour operator register under service MSME?
Sir?
Tour operator, sir. Can he? Yes, sir.
No bar, sir. No bar. They can register.
Okay. So if he is, if the activity is listed under NIC, we can register for MSME.
Yes, sir.
What about marriage function halls, sir?
Every service is allowed, sir.
But actually, there is no NIC code for marriage hall, sir, because I have checked it thoroughly. But there is no.
I don't know. The Udyoga drop down box. If you get your activity, you go and register. That is the only criteria. If it is not there, you cannot register. That's all.
Thank
So
you.
someone is registering, for example, aquaculture units. They are registering as agriculture. Okay, aquaculture it is excluded. You will not get the code for aquaculture in Udyoga. So banks are asking for Udyoga. So they are simply going to the website and registering it as agriculture. And it's produced that certificate with the banks. Banks are accepting and giving loans.
Yes, sir. Some banks
In
were.
that Udyog certificate, clearly it was mentioned as agriculture. What they are
Yes, sir.
thinking, aquaculture is allied activity of agriculture. So it is also covered under agriculture. It is also eligible for the MSME registration, like that bankers are thinking. So their purpose is served temporarily, and they are going on.
Yeah, recently some traders loans were also restructured under the MSME
Yes.
schemes, but it is
Yes,
not
sir.
allowed. But they are arguing.
For example, electronic showroom is there, sir. 99% income they will get from trading. 1% they may get from installation services, sir. And they are registering it as the services for the electronic goods under MSME, and that certificate they are producing to the banks, sir. And banks are giving loans for stamp duty. They are getting exemption on stamp duty loan agreements, and the interest rate concession is also there based on that service activity. But service activity constitute 1 or 2% of their total turnover. In those situations, there is the inspection. It's very difficult for them.
Sir, those are the queries, sir. I think it is the ending of our session. Though it was started lately, we have covered all the topics, sir. And on behalf of Nellore branch, I thank you very much, sir. And thank you, participants. So since from the starting onwards, nearly 80 members are watching. So that's a huge number for our Nellore branch. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.